Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi, readers out there. It's Cheryl Arkle, Jane Tara. You can say Jane Tara.
Jane Tara.
Hello. Welcome to What Are You Reading? I know that a lot of you love this segment, and we do too.
Yeah, we do.
And last week, as Jane would have told you, I had a funeral, so I couldn't attend, but Jane did a wonderful job. And thank you all for your condolences. They were really appreciated.
Some beautiful comments there, weren't there?
There were really lovely comments, and I really appreciate it from our community. So hi, everybody. Tell us what you're reading. You know what to do. Type away in comments. And we're going to get started. Hi, Lee. Hello. Welcome, Cheryl Arkle, Jane Tara. G'day, Christine. And so you guys are there. You're tuning in. And as I said, thank you so much for last week, and thank you for all those lovely messages. Thanks, Tracy. Hello. Hi, Liz. Welcome to our weekly segment. What are you reading? So tell us all what you're reading. Hi, Janine. She says, hi, ladies, welcome back. Danny is reading Finding Hannah by Fiona McCullum. So sad. It is so sad. Merrin's reading Honeybee. Kaz is reading The Lost Boys. Reggie, hi. She says, hi, Cheryl and Jane. Shiver on audio. Jenny is reading.
Yeah, great.
Off the Wild Coast by Brittany. Off the Wild Coast of Brittany by Juliet Blackwell is what Elizabeth is reading. Elizabeth is coming to us from the US. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Did I get that right, Elizabeth? Anyway, you'll let me know. Hi, Sharon. Hi, ladies. Hello, Nicole. One Summer in Paris by Sarah Morgan is what Nicole's reading. Carolyn's about to start Girl A.
You'll love it.
Yeah, you'll love it. Valerie, hello. I'm reading The Weight of Ink by Rachel Kaddish.
Haven't heard of it, but
no,
what a great title.
Thank you for telling us about that, and tell us more. Mary, hi. Lee, I'm reading Rebel Women by Rosalind Miles. Fabulous. You got that. Fabulous history of the female struggle. Sharon, hi. Michelle, I don't know, Gintama, is that what you're reading? Tracy, I'm reading The Codebreakers by Ali Sinclair.
Oh, you have a proof.
Oh, Tracy has a proof. There you go. Hey, shall we talk about preview?
I think so.
Listen,
yeah,
let's talk about it. If you want to review books for us, you can. Any one of you can do it. You know what to do. So, well, a lot of you do know what to do, but if you don't know what to do, all you need to do is subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Go to our website, go to betterreading.com.au, subscribe to our EDM. We only send out once a week. Once a week you will get it. And sometimes we might do a children's one once a month, but, usually it's just once a week. And then every week we announce our preview copies. So what that means, if you register, and you have to register every time, you go into a draw like situation, right?
Yeah.
So there's, usually about 400 or 500 of you enter, and out of those we pick either 50 or 100 depending on how many.
Or a number generator picks it, actually.
A number generator picks it, yeah. And what happens is then the publisher sends you the copy, and we ask you to review. 2 strikes and you're out. If you get 2 books and you don't review them, then you're off the list forever. But if you're in and you keep reviewing, you can review as much as you like.
And you get books well before they hit the shelves, which is fantastic.
It's a really, and everybody loves it. And you can talk about it all over your social media, and we're happy for that.
Yeah, so sign up to our newsletter.
Yeah, sign up. The Last Migration is so good, In the Clearing by JP. You've got that? Great, fantastic. Just finished Green Lights. Oh, my God. Matthew McConaughey.
Go on, name drop, go.
Yeah. I spoke to him. I recorded a podcast with him. And if you want to listen to that, about our podcast. Dex will get the link of the podcast.
And pop it in.
Into comments. What else have we got? Hang on, let me not miss out on everybody. Elizabeth MacArthur, A Life at the End of the World, is what Liz is reading. White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, just finishing that. Interesting. Shiver by Ali Reynolds, really good. Mary's reading that. Janine is reading Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. So cool to get an advanced copy of this, Mary. Yep. So anyone can do it. Hi, Helen. She's saying hi to Cheryl and Jane. Just finished Girl A. okay-ish. Okay. The Silent Listener, Christine is reading that. Lee read 2 books this week. The Very Funny Thing About Norman Foreman.
I'm so glad you loved it.
Absolutely loved it. And The Women and the Girls, not so much. Monica is reading Force of Nature. That's Jane Harper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Karen, I'm reading The Pearl Sisters by Lucinda Riley. Lee McKerricker is reading So Lucky to Do Previews.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Tanya, hi ladies, I'm reading Trust by Chris Hammer, which we've loved.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to talk about what we're reading. Yeah, absolutely. So we are reading The Paris Library. This is our book of the week, and it's by Janet Skeesland Charles. She is an American living in Paris, and she's a librarian. Well, she was an English teacher, actually. But she has written this beautiful book set in occupied Paris during World War II, where the Paris Library, well, some of the librarians, even when they're told to leave, told to evacuate, continue their jobs in getting books to soldiers so that they can get. It's a powerful book, and it's really told very beautifully. And that's our book of the week.
You can't go wrong as a book lover, can you? You know, to have Paris libraries. You know,
and look out for the podcast as well. Okay, can I talk about this?
Oh yeah, talk about that.
Can I talk about this, because I just think this is a great book. It's Arab. It's called Arab Australian Other, and it's stories on race and identity, and it's edited by Randa Abdel Fattah and Sarah Saylor. Now, can I tell you, this is really, I picked it up because I'm an Arab Australian. My parents are Lebanese, as you all know, and I was curious. Do you know, I laughed and I cried. They're a collection of short stories. Some are true, well, most of them are true, based on life experience. But, you know, some of them are really sad. Some of them are hilariously funny, but they are all spot on, and they're real experiences. And I tell you what, if you want to learn about living in somebody else's skin, this is definitely the book to get. But it's amusing, and as I said, it's moving at the same time.
And I think a lot of the readers, you've actually told us that, you know, at certain times over the past year with lockdowns and stuff, you've struggled reading a full novel, and you know, and you've always said short stories, so that's a great one to pick up.
And really, they're very engaging. I thought I'd just dip in and read 1 or 2, but I couldn't put it down. So anyway, that's a good one. Okay, what are you reading, Jane?
I'm reading The Second Son. So anyone who's been watching for a few weeks knows I've been reading. Do
you want me to hold that for you, Jane?
I get a little bit dyslexic about this, but we do have dyslexia in the family. So, you know, I'm not joking. It's serious. So I've been reading a lot of dark thrillers. This was such a great welcome change. It's a crime thriller. It's set in Western Sydney, very multicultural, between a Croatian family who loses one of their sons, and the second son has to kind of sort of choose whether he's going to be loyal to his family and the family business, or choose his wife and their child, and maybe head up north away from all of this kind of gang warfare, really. And
first-hand experience, because apparently she was married to a criminal.
Yes.
You know. Anyway.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more from Lorraine Peck. It's a really well-written novel, and it's riveting. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to talk about Kirsty Everett. I recorded a podcast with her very recently. The book is called Honey Blood. Kirsty has had cancer twice, once when she was very little and again when she was 16. But I tell you, this has not deterred at all this young woman. It's a powerful memoir. It's really well written. She's a writer. It's not just, you know, sometimes there are people that just want to tell their story and they're not really writers.
Yeah.
She's a writer that chose to tell her story as well. So it's also beautifully written. She dreamed of being a gymnast when she was quite young, but she was diagnosed with leukemia, I think, then, aged 9. But she survived. She's fantastic. She had a bucket list that she went through, and she wants me to jump out of a plane and to get a tattoo. Kirsty, I don't think it's going to happen, but thank you so much. She said she can.
I'll record it. I'll stand there and record it for you.
And
I'll do a Facebook Live for everyone.
While I'm crying. Kirsty also did Facebook Live last night. Now, don't forget, Facebook Live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We have fabulous authors. Kirsty was there last night. She was a little bit nervous, but she pulled it off. And who have we got coming up? We've got Helen Fields.
We have Helen Fields, and I did mention this book last week. and this is terrifying. It really did mess with my head, but geez, she's such a great writer. She usually writes sort of thriller series. This is a standalone with one of the creepiest serial killers, honestly, I've ever read. And she'll be talking all about it next Wednesday night, Helen Fields. And I know she's very, The Shadow Man. I know she's very popular.
Okay, let me get through some comments. We've talked about Lee, as she's lucky to do previews. So if you want to review books, do it. Tanya, hi ladies, I'm reading Trust. We've talked about that. Hang on. Where am I? Okay. Oh, we've got Christina Lee up there. Hang on.
Happiest man on earth.
There we go. Here we are. Hi, ladies. Back there. Okay, Christina is reading This Man on Earth, amazing story. We love Christina Lee. Jenny, sorry, that's JP Pomeranz. We got that. Finish the Bluffs. Oh, we've got some news.
Yeah.
Do you want to share the news?
Well, we've actually seen the cover for his new novel. So, and that will be out in July, I believe. And I think we're going to have him on for an event. So,
I think we are. That's Nerida. Anyway, she's just finished reading The Bluffs, and by all accounts, the second book is just as good. So there you go. And she's talking. Oh, she's also read Morbids by Eva Ramsey. Danielle is reading J.K. Rowling, The Casual Vacancy. Jenny is reading Is there a deadline time for getting review in? Oh, she's asking a question.
Yes, there is. And it usually takes, we give 6 weeks from the time that you submit, and then it gets to you, and there's about another month usually to read it and review. And the review is really only like a couple of sentences to a paragraph. So it's quite short and very easy to do. And go for it.
Now, I might need to get some water. Do you think Jasmine will help me out? Hello, Cheryl and Jane. I'm reading The Girl from Munich. One of the books that she was gifted from our Christmas party. Wasn't that a great event, our Christmas party? Now, Dex has put the link up to our podcast. So if you want to listen to the podcast, please go ahead. Should I tell them about the French Story podcast?
Yeah, absolutely do. Do you want me to do another book while you choke for a bit? Okay, well, let's do The Moroccan Daughter quickly. Now, you all know Deborah Rodriguez, of course. She wrote The Little Coffee Shop of Kabul and also Island on the Edge of the World. This is her latest, The Moroccan Daughter. And if you're missing travel, the streets, the bookshops, the coffee shops, you can just taste Morocco there. And what I love is this. Amina has returned to her childhood home in Morocco to attend her sister's wedding. The time has come for her to confront her strict traditionalist father with a secret she's kept for almost a year, her American husband, Max. Yeah.
So she wrote The Coffee Shop of Kabul.
Yeah.
Did you say that? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you, this is a really funny story. So I don't think there are many of you tuning in from Europe at the moment or France because of the time difference. I know there's a few of you from the US. But anyway, this is really funny. A friend of mine lives in France, in the south of France, and he belongs to a writing group, right? So there's a few of them. It's via Zoom at the moment because they're all, in lockdown over there. Anyway, he told me the other day that people use our podcast, the group uses our podcast, Stories Behind the Story, as a resource, as a writing resource, and that they were recommending it. And I said, oh my God, Greg, that's so fantastic. I was so chuffed. And I said, isn't that such a coincidence? And did you tell them that you know me? I mean, we're best friends, right? He said, no, I didn't want to look like a bragger. So he didn't tell them. And now he's gone too far into the group to be able to say that he knows me. Do you know, it's kind of.
But what have you done?
Oh, well, then I outed him. I outed him
on an upcoming podcast.
And I'm outing him right
that.
now. That's right. Greg is his name. Okay. Anyway, that's a funny story. Rita, she said me too about something we said earlier. Helen is reading The Authenticity Project and loving it. Elizabeth almost finished The Museum of Broken Promises by Elizabeth Buchan, and she said that's amazing. Linda, Too Much Lip by Melissa Lachenko. that has been really popular.
Yeah,
book,
it has.
hasn't it?
Yeah.
The Cartographer's Secret, The Cartographer's Secret by Tia Cooper is what Sue's reading. Sandra, I've been selected to review The Chase by Candice Fox. Yay!
Yay.
We love Candice. She's so wonderful. Elizabeth loved the Paris Library. Oh, great. Well, I think is it Elizabeth that works in a library? No, I don't think so. You don't. Cassie, hi, ladies. I'm currently reading Vanishing Falls by Poppy G, and so far it's great. Helen is reading Still Missing by Chevy Stevens. Okay, is it my turn? Shall I keep going?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to talk about this one only because I recorded a podcast with him, and I think we've talked about that, but the podcast is out now, and it's really worth listening to it. And seriously, if you're an aspiring writer, he speaks so well, and he's so articulate, and also beautiful young writer. And he talks a lot about, how he came to writing and how he writes. And I really enjoyed my conversation with him. So that's out now.
And I know he's very popular. And do you know he's got another book out at the end of the year already?
There you go. There you go. See how lucky we are. Okay, what do you got?
All right. Sargasso by Kathy George. So it's an Australian Gothic, very sort of like shades of Rebecca and Wuthering Heights and all of that. And it's extremely well written. And Kathy is actually going to do a podcast because we enjoyed this so much. We thought, wouldn't it be great to talk to her? So, yeah, she's going to come up and do a podcast as well. So, yeah.
All right. I'm going to talk about Todd Alexander. And shall I make a declaration that he is a very, very good friend of mine? And he admits that he knows me.
Unlike her other friends, yeah.
Unlike my other friends. His first book was this book, 30,000 Bottles of Wine and a Pig Called Helga. Todd and his partner, Jeff, did a tree change and went up to the Hunter and just bought a property and took it on as a business. And I've got to tell you, it wasn't an easy task. So he talks about it quite a bit in the first book and then continues it in his second. And really, You've Got to Be Kidding is really by popular demand. People wanted to know what was happening.
So popular.
Yeah, he's great. He's out and about at the moment. So he's touring, doing some regional tours. He's at libraries. He's at bookshops. He did Wednesday night event for us a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? So those Wednesday night events are recorded. If you miss them Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, you can always go back and rewatch them. But anyway, look out for this book.
It's hilarious. It's just so funny.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we got? Tracy, Mary Ladrick, I really need to fit this in. She's talking to somebody else. Okay, right. Let me just catch up. You keep going. Okay. I'll catch up with the comments.
The Paris Affair. So Pip Drysdale, very popular author here, wrote Sunday Girl and wrote Strangers We Know.
She's prolific, isn't she?
She's amazing. Yeah, she's amazing. And she did an event for us and sort of was, talking about what it's like to actually kind of unwind a story as if it's like a necklace that's all kind of, mixed up. So I think she's really, really interesting, great writer. And this, of course, is set in Paris. So, we've got all these great books this week. If you're missing travel, grab this. It's a really, really well-written thriller.
Yeah, fantastic. Ross in Perth, hi, I just read Girl A and I couldn't put it down. Ellis, The Living Sea of Waking Dreams. Was that my favourite book last year? I just absolutely loved that. And, shall I just tell you? I'll just tell you.
Yeah,
don't tell anybody else. But I think Richard Flanagan is coming to my place for dinner. Anyway, just saying. Once this whole COVID thing is out of the way and we'll be able to travel, I think.
Are you just going to sit there and transcribe everything that comes out of his mouth because it's like so poetic?
I love him so much. Excuse me, that buzz is the mailman, and don't worry, Dex has got it. Okay, Jenny, thanks for answering my question. That's what we're here for. Martin. Hi, Martin. He's reading The Mercies by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. Meryl is reading Hidden in Plain Sight by Jeffrey Archer. Barbie, hi Barbie. She's reading Bazaar of Bad Dreams by Stephen King. Master of short stories and completely scary. I've really never been able. Yeah. Very, very scary.
Barbie, do you sleep with that book beside your bed afterwards or do you go put it in the car like I do with the scary ones?
That's right.
Answer the question,
do you
please,
check
Barbie.
the locks on your door? Sharon just finished Her Last Words by Kim Kelly. Loved it. Joy, The Dead of Winter by Nicola Upson. and so many great books to add to my never-ending list. Yes. Normal People by Sally Rooney. Do you know, I haven't read that, but I did watch the Netflix series. And
did you like it?
Or whatever series it was. I absolutely adored it. Laurel, I've just started Saving Missy by Beth Morey. And Laurel is in York in Western Australia. Yeah. And Love, Boy Swallows Universe, Slow to Begin, but then a page turner. Everybody has said that. Okay. We've got more books. Okay, we've got 2 more books.
I'll just
go on.
Throw this one in. It's the third novel in the Taylor Bridge series, and set around the Hawkesbury, and it's actually a really, really great Australian thriller. And if you're looking for a thriller or a crime novel that's a little bit different, there's this one. It's hilarious. It's Heiress on Fire by Kelly McCourt, and it's kind of a they actually say one for the money meets Crazy Rich Asians with a little twist of Miss Fisher's murder mysteries thrown in. And actually it does sum it up. So yeah.
And I recorded a podcast with her. Elizabeth said, you have the best job. We do, Elizabeth.
True.
We do. Hey, do you know, I'm going to tell you this story. So I wasn't here last week because my uncle died, and it was really a very tough week for his family, of course, his wife and his children. But it brings back memories when these things happen. He was only 77. But I'm going to tell you this, he had a best friend called Max. And when I was little, and they're still best friends.
Yeah.
And Max was at the funeral and really quite emotional. But when I was little, Max was a toy salesman, right? And this was a long time ago. And he used to take me out selling toys or delivering toys. And I used to sit in the back seat of his Holden with all these toys. And somebody, my friend Chris, said to me the other day, you've always had dream jobs.
Yeah.
Like even from when you were 7
Yeah.
8.
He modelled it for you.
There you go. So we do have the best job, Elizabeth.
Agreed.
This is it. That's us for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. We just
keep the comments coming.
Keep them coming. We love chatting with you. You know that. And we will see you the same time next week.
See you then. Bye.
Bye.